Isn't graphite made by many layers of graphene? If you would somehow be able to separate those layers, you would have graphene.
Yes. This is how they have produced the first time graphene. So they have exfoliated a graphite, bulk graphite phase. The problem is that it's not so easy to exfoliate something which is made by many layers of graphene to obtain only one. And also another important point is the area, because this can be done with a piece of graphite which is quite small, and it's not very easy. Also using liquid-based exfoliation techniques that exist, it's not so easy to obtain perfectly atomically thin layers of carbon, so layers of graphene. It's not simple, even if we have a lot of pieces of graphite, remove one layer by one layer, bulk graphite with a lot of layers.
Has anyone tried charging the graphite electrostatically to like 200,000 volts or more, and then seeing if like the graphene would separate if you would have like a very thin piece of graphite? Because I think the graphene is more resistant in traction and being pulled than in holding itself to another sheet of graphene.
That's right. If I understood correctly, you asked whether someone in the past obtained graphene by basically electrocuting graphite.
So if you have two charges, like a positive and a positive, or a negative and a negative, so if you would have 5 sheets of graphene, or 10, or how many it is, in your very thin piece of graphite, if you would be able to charge it to very high voltages, then you could make it so the different layers of graphene repel each other.
In principle, it could be possible. I don't know if it has been done. Actually, I don't know.
No idea.
I think that maybe it is possible, but we have to see if it is feasible. Is it a feasible technique in terms of cost, equipment? Also, because I didn't mention before, but commercial graphite typically is a disordered material. If we want to remove one layer by one layer, we need a perfect graphite that is typically the highly oriented pyrolytic graphite, which is very expensive. We have to see what happens, and if it is possible to charge with the same charge different layers.
Different layers, yes.
I don't know, maybe if you got any new facts or interesting topics from this talk with us, if we, I don't know, if stimulate your curiosity in some way.
Yeah, so I had this idea of charging graphite to get graphene. Didn't think of that before. Yeah, and a bit in general.